I got something I actually would like to talk about.
All right, what you got?
Talk to me about your lock journey in your hair, bro.
Uh, yeah, I know,
No, no, no,
but
no,
but
no.
but but, and this is the big but. Like when I had them two
I
stranded.
don't want you to think that I wasn't getting roasted too, because I
Nah,
think
I
part
think
of being roasted is part of
you got
I don't know.
you got better at roasting people back. That was never a thing that I really.
That it's so crazy you say that because I was just talking about this the other day when I said that a big part of like okay, we were having a conversation about how I don't want my kids to be fat, right?
Right.
Because what's happening, everybody? This is the Pensive Brothers podcast. This is Aaron.
This is Elliot.
Hope everybody out there is having a nice, fantastical day today.
Fantastical.
So, honestly, we're just gonna chat today, bro.
Oh, is that what we doing?
Yeah.
As opposed
I don't
to
have
every other day.
I know, right? I don't have no hardcore. Oh, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this thing today.
Nothing's burning your soul up, huh?
No, not really. I have today, man. I gotta tell you, I'm exhausted, bro.
Nah, I hear that.
You know, I
going on.
I didn't work out. I didn't work out that much over the weekend. I worked out Friday, of course, but Saturday and Sunday, I didn't make it to the gym.
Shame.
So I went today, and I was like dragging. I'm like, I feel like I'm out of shape. So
it's been 2 days.
I know, but I was like kind of under the weather last week.
Yeah, that's how are you sleeping? That's the real question.
No, I'm sleeping fine. One thing that I like to do is I try not to nap anymore. Napping makes me sleep through the night better.
Yeah, because you actually sleep properly at night, and you're not cat napping at night and then cat napping during the day.
And another thing that I'm noticing is like if I'm working out, I'm like actively sleepy. So it's a lot easier for me to sleep through the night because I was having some trouble sleeping a couple months ago. It was pretty rough, not gonna lie.
Yeah, not sleeping is not good, especially if you're working out a lot.
No, it's not. Yeah, and so now that I'm like working out or whatever, like I sleep really good.
Yeah, I will say that has always been that's always been true. If I actually am in the gym regularly, my sleep does improve, but the correlation might not mean causation because usually if I was in the gym regularly, it also meant I won't working overnights and doing all the crazy stuff for work. So
right, yeah,
but you never know. A lot of people say if you're working out regularly and you're eating like you're supposed to and all that good stuff, you are supposed to sleep better. So you would know better than I would.
Yeah.
You should know better than I would. Is what I should say.
I've definitely been working out like I'm supposed to for the past couple of months.
Yeah,
like
and you've been eating better
aggressive.
too.
But this past weekend, no, I was like, I need to go to the gym. I remember we was like, oh, we need to go to the gym. We didn't make it. We did go to the gym and go to the hot tub though. And then we was like, we're gonna go to the actual gym and work out tonight. We have errands to run. We built the flower beds.
I mean, that was technically a workout because we was definitely
out there digging holes. You was out there with me.
Yeah. But it did turn out nice. You and this garden boy, I tell you.
I know, man. I know. And now I got a whole thing I'm about to do with the grass and some more weed. So
oh, snap.
Don't get me started on that.
Listen, you're going full old man on it.
Yeah. I got something I actually would like to talk about.
All right, what you got?
Talk to me about your lock journey in your hair, bro. What got you to do it? And tell me about your experience since you did it. Because you remember we were kids, we tried growing our hair out a few times.
Yes, and it was always a disaster.
I don't think we were trained as children, like how to take care of hair. Mm-mm. We didn't really know what we were doing. And honestly, we weren't disciplined enough to do it. So, adult,
I think that's part of it. But the only way you get disciplined at doing it is you got to have like modeling for that. And being that our father has been bald literally our entire life. The only discipline we had was, you going to get this haircut. You going
go cut it
off.
You
going to the barbershop. So, and mom really ain't have time like that. So, I think it's funny. I think there's a lot of things that are all simultaneously true. I think the fact that it was not as widely accepted or as popular back in the day meant, like, even if we had tried to get locks, I don't think it would have looked like it looks now. I don't think we would have been even know how to care for it like we do now because it won't as there just wasn't as much information about how to do it. As
Yeah.
far as mine are concerned, I got them initially done. Gosh, I guess it would have been like 2 years now, 2 years ago, something like that. And I got 2-strand twists. And the first time I got the 2-strand twist, I was like, I don't know if I really want to let it lock up though. So you remember that I had them. I think I had them for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then I took them out because I was like, I don't think I'm gonna lock them out. Then I went back like a month later, and I had her put them back because I was like, I like the way it was strand. I like the way it looked when it was 2-strand twisted. I just want it kind of parted it slightly different, and I kind of want more of them. So she did it again. This time I was like, no, I'm gonna lock it up. Now, I don't know if I just let mine lock up improperly because I didn't go back again. I think for maybe 4 months, 5 months.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
No.
But, and this is the big but. Like when I had them two-strand twisted, I was still having Justice tighten them up every 2 months. So every 2 months,
washing them too?
Yeah, because I have to wash my hair like once a week at minimum, or my scalp gets too dry and too itchy. So I never go like 2 months or whatever without washing it. One, because I'm never gonna be the guy who smells bad. Like my hair, I wear cologne, I wear deodorant religiously. I make sure my clothes are clean.
I hope so.
Like yes,
I hope so.
I'm sure, but a lot of people. I shouldn't say.
No,
a lot of people.
when I
there
get
are
into
people.
This,
there are just people out there who struggle with personal hygiene. That was not something I was ever trying to be into. So my hair is included in that. So I make sure to keep my hair washed. So then I had to start looking for stuff that I could actually wash my hair with that wouldn't make my locks look crazy. Because you remember at first, like they were super fuzzy and I could never get the fuzz down. But I rotated through a couple of different kinds of shampoo. I tried like some black castor oil stuff that I didn't really like because it made my scalp burn. And I didn't care for that. Too much black castor oil is not good for my skin. My skin doesn't like it. It breaks out real bad. A little bit is usually okay if it's like I can use the 10-in-1 oil, and I think that has some castor oil or black castor oil in it. But anything more than like a little teeny tiny bit makes my skin break out. So long story short, I ended up trying out this Lion Lock stuff, and that's kind of been what I've been sticking with ever since. So they have a conditioner. It's like a cream that I rub on my hair, and then they have this bar soap that I really like because it locks, like it does something to the texture of my hair so that once I wet it and I dry it out, the hair actually locks together instead of like getting fuzzy and frizzy and kind of being all over the place. So ever since I started using that, my locks have been a lot less fuzzy and frizzy. It's still kind of fuzzy and frizzy at the ends, but like in general, they just look a lot more kempt. Ever since. So I guess whenever you get to the point where you're not keeping them barrel locked or tied up all the time, and if you want to wear them out, that is something I would recommend, because your hair is probably gonna be at least close in texture to mine. It ain't gonna be the same because you got a lot more. Yours is closer to 4C than mine is.
Yeah, see me. So like for everybody out there that doesn't know, but basically all of the family, all of our younger cousins, we all locked at the same time.
At the same time, it was crazy.
It was like me and Antonius were like the only two that didn't lock with you guys.
Yeah, because it was me. Lil Tony already had his. Kiki.
Yeah.
Who else got him now?
Alyssa and Eric jumped in. Like,
I think me and you were the last ones on
at one point.
She did. She cut her hair short now.
Yeah. But like it was just all of us at once, and Anicia too. Like
we were the last ones on the train because everybody else had already started.
Yeah, but you was way before me because I just got my locks like what?
Yeah, because you was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna get locks."
2.5 months ago.
Was it Halia that didn't want you to get them, or was you?
Yeah, she was like super against it, bro. Like
it's funny, Justice was too.
And she was like, no. And then as soon as I was like, okay,
I'm gonna
get them.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, I wanted to. Like immediately, like so I got mine, and then like a week and a half later,
she got hers.
Locks.
Yeah.
She's at the hair salon right now getting her hair retwisted. But,
damn.
No, my experience with locks so far. So I've been going to the same hairdresser for a while. She's braiding my hair, twisting my hair, washing my hair, all. And I personally am not. I don't like a bunch of people touching my hair because I'm afraid someone's gonna ruin it.
Yes, I know.
And I'm also like definitely afraid that like dad's hereditary gene is gonna come attack me. So
you're gonna end up with the cul-de-sac of wisdom, is what you're saying?
Yeah. So like
I don't know, that forehead looking kind of high right now. No, I'm just playing.
No. So what I do, right? And this might sound crazy though, like, but I'm not playing. What I do is ever since I first got my hair braided, I used my hands and touch my forehead, right, to see if my forehead has gotten any bigger. And so the test that I do is 3 fingers, all forehead. The 4th finger has to touch my eyebrows or my hairline.
Or your hairline's receding.
Back. So like when I do like this, and if I'm touching hair with this finger, if I could do this and not be over my eyebrows, that tells me that my hairline is going backwards. But until then, as you can see,
you good?
Touching my hair, still the same.
Hey, listen.
Fingers are touching. So my hair has not moved since I grew it out. So we're good.
We got I think me and you are probably okay. We got granddad's hairline. I think we'll be okay.
Well, both of our granddad's hairlines.
True.
I don't know what happened.
Because granddad still. Listen, he got
Pop-Up's hair is almost better than ours.
It is though. This man, how he managed to have the perfect like Rico Suave curls forever
and waves
at the same time. How you do that?
He's like 74.
He is like 74.
Hair is complete. He'll think he dyes his hair.
Well, listen, somebody in our family has always said that we partial Native American somewhere back there. I don't know somewhere. If I believe that.
I ain't really worried about it. I ain't claiming it because
me too. Me either.
If somebody saw me, they're not gonna think that.
Nah, they're gonna be like, you might have some Caucasian, but it's gonna be massa. It ain't gonna be
yeah,
it ain't gonna be.
But no, like
voluntary situation.
Honestly, my Loc journey so far has been pretty dope. Like I've enjoyed it. It looks nice. And one thing that I do like about it is no more having to comb your hair completely out.
True.
You remember when you had braids and you get it washed and all that stuff? I would try to comb it. You know how tenderhead. And I'll try to comb it all the way out.
Yes.
And
yes.
Like Halia told me, I remember the last time I got braids a couple of months ago. Halia was like, "You don't need to have braids because you don't know how to comb. You don't like to comb your hair out." Like
it's true, but also combing the hair out wasn't my problem. My problem was the way my hair tightens up. It just never looks good. So, like, I would get braids, and I couldn't keep my braids like yours because my head shape does not keep a do-rag on it. No matter what I do, if I fall asleep with something covering my head, I'm waking up with my head totally uncovered. Guaranteed.
Even now?
Yes, even now.
So what do you wear over your locks?
I try to wear a turban every night. I go to sleep with a turban on, and I wake up without one on. It just... That's something
wild because I wear
okay.
I wear a do-rag 24/7.
Yeah, but you got like the hook on the back of your head that the do-rag. Right. No, it's not.
Chill on me, bro.
Listen, I'm not trying to roast you. Stop it. Stop it. Listen, okay, there's a certain head shape. Your head is like kind of square, and you have the way your head is
definitely square.
You got like the hook right there, so when you tighten your do-rag, it has like a lip to actually hold on to. My head is like a peanut. Right now? I'm not roasting you. My head is like a peanut, so there's nothing for it to grab onto. So the junk just swoop every night.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's a problem.
With braids, I don't know how you were surviving.
I didn't. That's why I never had braids. I had
brush my hair.
Fro. I was gonna call it a busted fro, but I don't want to roast myself. But I had that fro for a really long time. And like I did different stuff with it. I would like curl it. I was using a sponge for a little while. At one point,
not a fan.
Yeah, I know. At one point, I was just wetting it and kind of doing like a what do they call it? It's not a press and curl. What is it? Wash and go?
Nappy hair?
No, it wasn't nappy.
A twist out?
No, it was not a twist out. Shut up. It was a wash and curl where I would like wet it and I put my conditioner in it and it'd be kind of curly and I'd shake it out and I would go with it like that. But even that, it was kind of if I didn't have like a fresh cut, it just didn't look that great. But like this looks great. Like I'll keep this.
One thing that I love about locks,
it looks
even
good.
If your locks aren't fresh, you go get you a quick haircut. We back in business, baby.
Listen, here's the wild part. Okay, I got my locks the way I got them because I was not trying to be held up by a barber. So like if I
don't want you to think that you don't need to be going to get haircuts. I just don't say anything.
Here's the honest to God truth. Even if you did say something, if I think it looks good, I'm not worried about it. Because I can put this up in a ponytail and it looks presentable. That's all I need. That's all I need.
Yeah.
I don't gotta be out here fresh cut all the time. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of effort. I got other stuff I could be doing with my time, like going to the gym properly. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's definitely on the list.
Hey, listen.
But you're doing a lot better. So
we are.
I ain't not even tripping on
me
you,
either. I'm happy with my 2 days a week right now. We trying to ramp that up though.
We're looking for 3.
We are.
Right.
That's right.
We're looking for 3.
That's right. But consistency is my key right now. Like if I can lock it in and make sure I'm getting there consistently. Like, I haven't missed a Monday yet. So the other day is we still rotating around. Sometimes it's Tuesday, sometimes it's Wednesday, sometimes it's Thursday. But we trying to lock in on 2 days, and then once we get locked in on 2 days, but I'm probably gonna just rearrange some stuff so I can start trying to go every day during the week. It's just hard, especially on Tuesdays. But we're gonna see what we can do.
Yeah. So
did you go see Creed?
No, bro.
Listen, we both should be shamed right now because I ain't seen it yet either, and I really want to.
I do too. Honestly, we might just have a movie night and put the fancy lights on and watch it at home. Because at this point,
you can probably wait. That's what I'm saying. You can probably wait for the direct to DVD.
DVD.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Streaming, whatever. You know what I'm saying.
No, you can just pull. Yes, because we do not pull up movies illegally on the internet.
Correct. We never do that.
All we do is buy the DVD or wait for it to stream on HBO Max.
100%. We would never
because
go.
We would never go on the internet
on
and
Tubi
just pull it up.
or Roku or what was the other one? Livewire is gonna be showing my age. Yeah,
Locker.
Yeah, Livewire.
Mega. It used to be one called like Mega something, but we would never use those.
Yeah,
those are for bad people.
Yeah, who break laws.
We don't do that.
Pirating a movie is the same as breaking into a car. It's the same as
basically
stealing a TV from the Walmart. It's the same as committing bank fraud.
Those old
stealing
you guys
people's
remember
mortgages.
Those commercials that used to be on the DVDs.
And the crazy part is they put it at
the same.
It was the first thing that plays on the DVD. It would be the FBI warning: "Do not copy this movie. It's a federal crime. We will arrest you." And then they play that ad. Stealing movies is the same as.
It's robbing a store.
It's robbing
stealing a car
at gunpoint, not just robbing a store. It's got to be a violent crime.
I don't know if it's the same, but okay. Like they would show people holding people at gunpoint.
That's what I'm saying.
Say that's the same thing as stealing a movie.
Like in what world? I'm just trying to tell you. Like the dude that's bootlegging DVDs, he probably not hitting nobody over the head for their money. That's probably not the same thing.
And the movie I remember the most that ad from was Fat Albert, the DVD we had.
Ain't that wild? Yes, I remember.
Yeah, because I watched that movie 100 times.
I know. I was looking up a meme from Fat Albert for something recently, and I was like, this movie was so... Because it was such a wild time. First of all, why did Kenan Thompson do that movie? Why did he agree to do that movie?
He probably made a lot of money. It was a fun movie. I loved it.
It was a fun movie.
Also,
but it was,
that movie. You know that movie couldn't come out today, right?
Correct, because it was
an entire movie about fat shaming.
Yeah, listen, it wasn't just the fat shaming. It was
aggressive fat. Shaming,
it was aggressive fat shaming, and he was the only one totally unbothered by his weight. If anything, it was a fat acceptance movie because he was the only one who was like, no, I'm beautiful the way I am. I'm fat and I'm fast.
And also, Omarion was borderline sexually assaulting Kyla Pratt.
He absolutely was.
He might have got canceled today. I don't know. Yeah.
Listen, there was a lot of problematic behavior in that movie, let's say.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they'll cancel him. When they didn't cancel Omarion after that Versus when he was walking around with a watermelon.
Oh, my gosh. Listen,
I mean...
I heard about that, and I didn't think it was real. Like, I heard somebody say, "Oh yeah, he ate a watermelon, and that was supposed to be sexy," and I was like, "He didn't really."
Nobody
do that.
knew what was
Nobody would really do that.
He was getting cooked in that Versus anyway because he was up against Mario, and Mario annihilated him. Bro.
What's wild is the reason he was getting cooked is because Omarion really don't have his own discography without including some of the B2K stuff. He got some hits. He got like 2 or 3. But he ain't going up against no Mario. Mario needed to go against like a Trey Songz or Jason Derulo.
No. Oh, Mario needs to go up against Trey Songz.
Yes, Mario needs to go.
I thought you said
Omarion.
Omarion should go.
No, that would be an even worse spanking.
He get roasted even worse.
That would be even worse. Nah, Trey Songz got some real live like
Omarion
chart
needs
toppers.
to go up against like Marquise Houston or something. Like,
first of all, don't play my man Omarion like that. He can go up against like Tank. He could go up against like.
Well, Omarion versus Tank.
Yeah, you're right.
Bro.
Tank will win. It's hard. Okay, I can't think of no.
Destroy Omarion. I can't think of no. Probably destroy Mario.
You're probably right.
I don't know about destroy.
It would be a more even like battle.
No, Tank would need to be up there with like Trey Songz or who's a good
I don't know if Tank got hits like that though.
No, he definitely has hits like that, bro.
The only one that's coming to mind is Wemby. What other ones he got?
No, Wemby is new, but he's got that song Deserve, I deserve, you deserve.
Oh yeah. You deserve. Yeah, you right.
Yeah, no, Tank. You remember I told you Tank was at that concert I went to. No, bro, Tank kind of turned that concert up. I'm not gonna hold
Listen,
you. I'm not gonna hold you.
we're not gonna do no
was
Tank
kinda
slander. It's not gonna be no Tank slander in this podcast,
because
okay? Because Tank is as
I used to
talented.
kind of think that Tank was lame
Nah,
because of that movie, the preacher's kid that he was in.
yes, that he was in. But no, Tank, the singer, the performer, nah, that mug know how to make a show go.
Yeah, no, he's lit. So I give him his props.
Yeah. Flowers to Tank. Why he's still here?
So let me ask you, since we're on this topic of celebrities here, let me ask you a question that I asked Talia the other day. We had a hilarious conversation. Name a celebrity that you genuinely just dislike and you don't really have a reason for it.
That I just dislike and I don't really have a reason for.
It was harder than we think because Talia doesn't like
I don't
Moneybagg Yo.
I don't go about giving energy to people I don't like. So I gotta dig deep because if I don't like you, that just means I don't care. Like,
well, Talia doesn't like Moneybagg Yo, and I was like, why?
That's so random.
It's like, I really don't know. I don't have a reason not to like him, but I just don't.
Here's the real problem. Here's the real problem. Okay, I'm trying to think of people I dislike for no reason because I got reasons that I dislike a lot of the people I dislike.
Yeah, see, a little harder than you thought.
Yeah, it is hard actually. Now I really got to think about it. Hold on.
We all talk about celebrities and we're like, oh man, that celebrity, that
right,
or even celebrities you like, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I be feeling like there's celebrities that we all don't like, but then when I really think about it, I was like, maybe
do you
there
really
isn't.
not like them? Somebody I don't like for no reason. Man, it's so hard. I'm really trying to like pick somebody out.
I used to not like Jacquees because I used to think that he was really lame.
I mean,
but then he's got that one song that I really, really like.
That doesn't mean he's not lame, by the way. He might still be.
No. That song is redeeming for me. It's You. I think that's what it's called. You.
Wow. Okay.
Must be a really good it's song. Called You by Jacquees. That song is redeeming. No, I love that song.
No, the only person that's coming to mind is like Michael Myers, but I don't have like a reason.
The Shrek guy?
Yes, the Shrek guy.
Why?
You asked me for a person that I don't like for no reason. That's the only one that comes to mind. I think if I met the dude, I'd probably be fine. But like every time I hear his voice,
yeah,
I see him in a movie, I'm like, I'm probably not gonna like this because he's like outside of Shrek. The majority of the performances that I've seen him in, I don't like him. But that's a real reason. That's a genuine reason I like him. I don't have nobody. I just don't have that kind of energy for people. If I don't like you, like, there's a reason. It's very, like, you got to work to gain dislike for me. Apathy is the default for, like, 90% of the world.
Yeah.
The other 10% of y'all are lucky. Y'all get me to care about you.
Okay. Celebrity crush, childhood and adult. Let's go.
I know your answers.
Celebrity crush.
I gotta think about this actually. Celebrity crush. Okay, no, actually, I know it was Lauren London back in the day.
Back in the day, shoot.
Shut up.
No, I'm just playing.
Shut up.
No.
But yeah, because when she came out in ATL, bruh.
Yeah. Well, you already know.
Yeah.
Keke Palmer was my girl, man. Even though, believe it or not, I always felt like Keke Palmer was probably kind of like lame in person.
She's a cornball, and it's fine because she's a cornball like I'm a cornball. I'm
kind of a cornball.
Like she got that blurred energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And so
she gonna show up to the anime convention and just be absolutely fit right in. She's just gonna be tickled.
No, not even that type of lame. I mean lame like she seems like the type of person who you guys are having a kickback and everybody's like laughing.
Yeah, she's gonna be the person that takes the joke one step too far.
Yeah, she tells a fresh joke that's so lame that
it just kills. It kills. And everybody's like,
there's like a music scratch and somebody pauses the aux like it's like that bad.
Oh my god,
no, bro! Like if we ever get big and Keke Palmer sees this, just know I'm just kidding. It's all jokes.
Listen, we recognize somebody who is goofy and nerdy like we are. Okay?
Yeah. Fact.
Being cool is like work. You gotta pretend a whole lot to be cool for other people. It's a different kind of cool. You can just be like, nah, I like stuff that other people don't like. It's cool. It's whatever.
Yeah. Now that's one thing that you have better than anybody. Like I almost envy the fact that
what you
don't care about because you don't.
What you trying to say?
You don't. I'm saying that you don't search for social norms. Like you just like what you like. Where a lot of people don't have. I don't have that. So some stuff I want to like what the masses like to fit in. I don't think that you really feel like you have to do that. Okay. Which is something I had to learn to not feel like I have to do.
I don't not feel like I have to do that. I just got picked on for literally everything I did. I would try to do stuff that the cool people were doing, and I wouldn't do it right. So you and other people would just cook me for doing the cool stuff wrong. And I'd be like, I didn't want to do this anyway. So
put me in that group.
Why not? Do you remember when you were on a jerking crew and you spent like 3 months roasting me because I couldn't jerk the way you could? Do you recall this?
You tried to jerk? I don't recall.
Yes. Yes, I did. I even tried to get you to teach me.
I don't recall that.
Oh, I know. It's okay. I do. You all got to remember. The point is, the lesson that I learned is, if I'm going to get roasted no matter what I do anyway, because people just like to think I was uncool for whatever reason, I don't know, I'm going to get roasted doing stuff I actually enjoy. Like, I'm not about to sit here and be miserable and still get picked on and still have to deal with other people's negative attitudes or negative perceptions of me or whatever. So at a certain point, I was just like, whatever. I'm going to like the stuff I like. I like anime. It's cool. I like the stories. I like the art. I like, music. I like music that's not in English. I like listening to original anime.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that far yet.
Video game soundtracks, all that kind of stuff. But the way that I got there was because I never found any validation from other people for doing stuff that was cool. You did at some point. You were like, okay, I'm gonna do some popular stuff, and people were like, oh, that's cool. I'm glad you're doing that. And you were like, okay, that's cool. Oh, I know.
I don't want you to think that I wasn't getting roasted too.
No,
I think you got roasted is part of. I don't know.
You got better at roasting people back. That was never a thing that I really.
It's so crazy you say that. Because I was just talking about this the other day when I said that a big part of, like, okay, we were having a conversation about how I don't want my kids to be fat, right?
Right.
Because, we were fat kids.
Yeah, and it was annoying.
It's all good. We worked at it or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, for me, I didn't get made fun of that bad for being a fat kid because at a certain point, I remember it was the 7th grade. It was decided, no, I'm not the fat kid. You're the fill in the blank kid. And like at that point, like when you stop caring and you just
start cooking, yeah,
they leave you alone, or they keep trying. And you know me, like I would go home and would go home and research jokes.
Yes, you'd be in there, you'd be in there researching, cooking them up, being like, oh no, they're not gonna get me tomorrow. Just wait, I got some Your Mama jokes. I got some.
You remember that old show, Your Mama?
Yes, I do. And I remember us watching it, and you'd be like, ooh, that was a good one.
That's a good one. I don't think I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
It was like, what was it? Wilmer Valderrama.
Yep, on MTV.
Yeah.
The 2000s was a wild time. They had a show where literally people was getting up and insulting people, and everybody loved it. It was a great show.
People were making fun of their mama.
Yeah, and it was great. It was all in good fun because we all knew that at the end of the day, it was just jokes, bro. It was just jokes. Yeah. If you can't handle the heat, get out the kitchen. What a wild time, bro.
It was definitely a wild time to be alive.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
Yeah. Dag, I had a question to ask and I already forgot.
Don't tell me you're getting old on me, bro.
Listen, I've been getting old on you. You ain't caught up yet. That's all. Dag, I really can't remember. Oh, actually, did you see the trailer for this Super Mario movie?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to see that movie.
I do
because you know that the Super Smash Brothers thing is coming.
Yes. Right? Okay.
So the Star Fox movie is coming.
Yes.
The Sonic and the Pikachu movies, are already out.
Yes. And that's why that was actually going to be the next thing I was going to ask you was, do you think they're going to do like a Super Smash Bros. Like Marvel Cinematic Universe meetup with all these properties?
That's the whole point.
Because you already have Detective Pikachu and you already have Sonic like existing. So
that was the whole point of this. So there's a Donkey Kong movie coming. There is a Star Fox movie coming. I believe there's a Metroid movie or a Samus or whatever movie.
Yeah, it'll probably be Metroid.
Larson.
Yeah.
With
Brie Larson.
Yeah, I believe.
Is that going to be? So the question is going to be: is that going to be in related because all of the I guess there are real humans
No,
in the
they're
Sonic
all
movie.
yeah, they're all no, it's gonna be animated. Like all of them are animated,
Yeah,
right?
but how are you
So the
gonna make?
Metroid character, Elliot, it's Hollywood. You know they can make anything.
Yeah, I mean you're
They
kind of
gave
right.
Sonic human teeth in the first trailer.
I'm glad that they retracted that plan.
I know that was like the worst thing. It was
Bro,
almost as bad as the Dragon Ball Z movie. Or the Dragon Ball Evolution
can we
movie.
talk? Can we talk about that for a second? How you messed that
Yeah.
up so bad? How?
Because they completely ignored the source of material. That's why.
You know what? So
Talk about airbending techniques.
listen, okay, because they weren't even trying to make it look like it
Not
looked in
even
the
a
anime.
little bit.
Like it won't even close. You got Piccolo with like you could have just gave the man antennas. Why y'all do this weird like
No, we don't
antenna
even have
cutout?
to go that far. There was no Krillin. Goku went to school. The whole point of Goku
Was
the
that
fact
he
didn't
didn't
know
go to
anything.
school because he
His
came
kids
from another
were
planet.
going to school because their mom wanted them to go to school, and he kept saying, "Hey, don't be like me. I never went to school." The whole premise of the movie was him trying to take a girl to like a school dance, which was Chi-Chi in the
Yeah.
It made no sense.
And what's crazy is that movie could have been a different movie that wasn't Dragon Ball, and I think it would have been okay. It would have just been like a C, maybe B
random
minus.
sci-fi movie?
Yeah, just a random movie. But you slap Dragon Ball on it, and now we got a problem because you are now butchering a childhood treasure of ours. Like
It's almost like that old Catwoman movie with
yes, with
Halle
Berry.
Where,
What's frustrating is that movie was kind of good. Good is the wrong word. The movie was interesting.
I don't think that you've seen it in a long time.
That's also true. So maybe
that's what's happening here.
maybe I've got stupid kid brain. You ever go back
Yes.
and watch? You ever go back and watch like old Saturday morning cartoons and be like, man,
Yeah.
I used to rock with this heavy. It's not as good as I remember it being.
Sometimes, but like a lot. Honestly, Elliot, I think that companies tried harder with cartoons when we were kids. Like I think of cartoons like the X-Men series, like,
which was phenomenal.
like when they were really trying.
Like
I don't know. I can't say they're not trying now. That's not fair.
because they are.
I just think that the shows were just better. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's just my personal opinion.
What I think it was is back in the day, and I think you can really see the switch in like the early 2010s. Back in the day, in the early 90s when we were coming up, people were looking to do a thing because they were genuinely interested in doing the thing. So like they weren't making cartoons to make money. Like they were trying to make money. They were trying to get people to watch it so they could play ads and make their money back, right? That's what that's what the network was doing. But the people making the cartoons were interested in making a cartoon that they genuinely liked and thought was funny or interesting.
The people making it cared and watched it.
And that was
like,
all the way, literally everybody involved in making the show was in that camp, cared about the show, was interested in making it interesting and funny and finding new and interesting ways of animating or telling the story or what have you. And the only person concerned with making the money were at the network. So when they sent the show in, as long as people were watching the show, the network didn't care because they was making their money. Something happened in like the early 2010s where the networks got more and more and more involved in the actual show making and show running and picking out shows because they were trying more and more to maximize how much money they were able to extract from whatever was playing.
They ruined it all.
They did, because now, if you notice, a lot of TV show episodes are way shorter.
Yeah, and it's more
so they have, and there's even more commercials.
Yeah,
so you get less and less and less show, even though
and more
it's still
ads.
And more ads, even though it's still a 30-minute show block or an hour show block. You notice most shows are not 30 minutes anymore.
Nope, not
most
even close.
Are either
about 19 minutes.
There are between 15 and 19 minutes of actual show, and it's 10 to 15 minutes of ads, or it's 45 minutes to an hour, and it's the same 15 to 20 minutes of ads.
Yeah.
So,
and it's unfortunate because I think that, I think about, I've told you before what my idea is. I'm fighting a yawn right now.
Stop it.
My idea is, in the future, like cable companies are going to be gone, right? Cable news is going to be gone.
Yeah,
like
it's not going to survive.
So what I think is going to happen is cable companies are going to realize this, and they're going to start making deals with the corporations to basically make cable purchasing a bunch of streaming services is your cable. They're going to have a bundle, or they're going to try to do.
Technically, they've already done it. So when you look at what Disney Plus and Paramount Plus and HBO Max are doing,
Yeah, trying to have a bundle.
Because they're, if you notice,
And
that's
ESPN too. ESPN is
Hulu,
in there.
ESPN, Disney Plus. What they did is they bought up as much of their property back from online stream services, and now they're basically offering that to you. There are already services. Hulu already does this because when you buy Hulu, you get HBO Max and you get Stars if you pay for it, and you
Yeah, but
already
you gotta watch
have.
those stupid commercials. I
Well,
hate
no,
Hulu.
not technically. If you pay the monthly subscription, you don't have to deal with the commercials.
Yeah, but why not just give me the shows without the commercials?
Because
Oh, because they have to make money. I don't care. Put the commercials all in a bunch at the end of the episode.
Here's the problem. If they did that, you wouldn't watch them, and they couldn't guarantee that they were going to make money.
Kidding.
I know, listen.
I know.
Okay, at the end of the day,
You know, I'm being.
I know, but at the end of the day, I don't mind like commercials. That's not true. I hate commercials. I don't mind commercials being an option for people who are not paying for a service. My problem has always been, if I'm paying you a monthly fee, don't show me no commercials. I'm paying you already. And the problem with cable has always been, I'm paying astronomical prices and I got to watch commercials on every single channel.
Yeah, I remember when we cut the cord, bro. It was like, once you realize that you really don't need cable.
Bro, I haven't had cable my entire adult life. I think we had it for 3 months in my first apartment, and I said, I'm not going to pay for that anymore. Because I don't watch it.
We had it for about 1.5 to 2 years at the first apartment.
Yeah, it was better than me.
Actually, we might have had it at the second apartment. I can't remember.
I feel like you did. I know
I had it for a while because Halia wanted it. And, like, I'm not going to sit here and say we didn't watch it. We definitely did. But like, the thing was, right, so you know how they call, you sign up for your Wi-Fi. That's what you're calling them.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, we got this bundle and we can give you security system.
And I'm like, nope, I don't want that.
No, but the bundle was good. The bundle was like $150, and we got
Charter,
the security.
Cox?
No, it's Cox, and we had the security system, and they were offering us a house phone. We didn't need that, but like they gave us all this stuff and the 2 cable boxes and the DVR and blah blah blah.
Yeah, but the
and
bill
after
came
the
out
2
to
years.
Yeah,
the bill, the you were on a coupon, so now in order to keep your cable, it's gonna cost you $275 or whatever. He's like, and I was like, okay, how about if we go down to 1 cable box, and then we did that for about a year, and then of course. Your price is going up again. So if you want to keep your 1 cable box and your Wi-Fi, and they took the security system back, 1 cable box and your Wi-Fi, that'll be like $200 a month.
And you were like, I just want to get out of paying $200 a month. How do we do that?
Yeah, because it was like $135 for just the cable box.
Yeah, see,
and what just the Wi-Fi is like what $60 or whatever it is a month. And I was like, man, we're not paying all this money.
Well, and this has always been the problem with like the constant cost creep. There's a really interesting problem, and I don't know how you address this in capitalism without just having government intervene.
Cost controls, yeah.
Not even price controls. I think the price controls
are.
No,
I mean, to address it, what other options?
I think price controls are always a bad idea because prices are too dynamic for you to appropriately adjust prices on the fly. So, like, if there's some weird thing that happens in the supply chain that should cause the price to go up, but you don't have any visibility into that particular link in the supply chain, you won't adjust prices appropriately, and then you can potentially destroy a whole sector of industry because the pricing is no longer matching with the actual cost of the issue. That's why price controls generally don't work, is because we just don't have any system sophisticated enough to keep track of all the potential reasons that the price should be adjusted, whereas the company that is monitoring its own inputs and outputs should have all the mechanisms. They're incentivized to have all of the mechanisms to make those pricing changes accordingly. But there's this weird problem.
Yeah,
they should. But
then they fail, and that's
my point. It goes to this weird problem where companies only ever adjust the price in one direction. They never adjust the price backwards unless they are forced to offload merchandise. It seems like cable never went down. There was never a point in my recollection where the price of cable went down, despite the technology getting better, despite it being more widely available, despite the infrastructure already being in place for all of these new houses that were getting cable. The price only ever went in one direction. So at some point, it's gonna get
greedy.
That's exactly what happened. It's gonna price itself out. You can see the same thing is happening now with like cell phone prices. So like the actual cost of purchasing a very basic smartphone. Not one that's brand new, not one that's cutting edge, not one that has USB-C fast charging and wireless charging and all of this the new fancy stuff in S Pen or whatever.
They're all creeping up to $1,000.
It's all creeping
all
in the
of them.
same direction. And you notice as soon as Apple charged $999 for their phone, the very next year Samsung had a $999 phone that was so far and away much better than the Apple $999 phone. But slowly the gap has shrunk and shrunk and shrunk and shrunk and shrunk. Good job.
What phone is he talking about, people? I don't know what he's talking about.
First of all, every Note has been better than its Apple compatriot since the Note has been released, except the Note 8 because it was exploding in people's hands. That's kind of a bad thing. You shouldn't have that happen. They were a little too ambitious on the battery.
I don't think there was iPhones exploding in people's hands, but I've had a lot of iPhones.
No,
just submit to the blue.
There was an
submit
entire
to the blue.
No, excuse
submit
me.
To the blue.
Excuse me. There was an entire fiasco for like 2 or 3 generations of iPhones where the screen was bubbling. It was like popping up because the battery was expanding inside the phone, and they were blowing up.
That never happened to my iPhone.
Congratulations. We're not arguing iPhones and Androids today. That's not what we're going to do.
We're not.
Because
I know which one is superior. So we'll just.
Well, listen. You keep being.
Stop ruining group chats, people.
You keep being the corporate shill that you are, and I'll keep fighting for truth and justice and.
Who fight for truth and justice on behalf of who?
On behalf of everyone.
Corporate shill?
Nah, because I could drop. Listen, don't get me twisted, okay? I am all for dropping Samsung when Samsung does crazy
Google
stuff.
Get you a Google Pixel.
Listen, I'm for what I'm really for. Stop it. What I'm really for is any phone that is actually not doing that. The problem is literally there is not a real phone company except for maybe
there's not.
There's like 2.
And they're gonna get bought up by Google or they're gonna get bought up.
They might.
No, they will.
They might, but the real problem with those phones is generally like the things that they're offering are just worse than the corporate shill versions of those phones. So like. Yeah. I need you to come with something that's better. Now, that being said, Google Pixel does have the ability to have Graphene OS installed on it, which turns off all of the spyware that comes pre-installed on every phone you buy. So, like, there are some arguments for maybe branching out to something that's not Samsung and not Apple. But
yeah.
At the end of the day, like, they're all bad. It's not a good. But this is why. When people are like, oh, capitalism always lurks. Look how great technology is. Look how much great technology we have. Imagine how much more great technology we would have. Imagine how much better electric cars would be. How much better battery technology we would have if Ford didn't just get to buy up, the electric cars in the 90s and just crush them all so that the technology was never utilized and shove all of the...
Isn't it depressing how far behind we are?
I mean...
As a country. Like, we don't even have high-speed rail.
Yeah, but...
Like
the only way you get high-speed rail is when people are more interested in genuine improvements to things for other people than they are in making money for themselves. And like we had a conversation.
Well, there is a giant contingent of the country that would support high-speed rail. It's just the problem is
none of them
like
have lots of money.
When you look at Congress, when you look at the money to interest you're talking about, none of them are interested in that because all of those people either support the automobile industry, the current train industry, railroad industries, and airline industries.
I think it's not even that complicated. The fundamental problem is a project like high-speed rail, a project like really fixing all of our crumbling infrastructure, like our interstates, not the roads in general, because Richmond City is probably gonna have tore-up roads forever, but the interstates in particular, making them wide enough to reduce traffic, making them appropriately marked and signed and all of those things. Those projects really need more a lot of money. It takes a lot of money and a lot of political will to make those projects happen. It takes a really long time to plan for those projects, doing the studies, getting the permits, doing all of the environmental work to make sure whatever you do is not going to majorly impact any local biomes and all those sorts of things. That stuff takes time and money, and it takes a lot of will across several administrations to get that sort of thing done. You can never get a high-speed rail project done if you don't have like a lot of people who are really gung-ho, hey, we got to get this rail project done. It gets put by the wayside. So anything that's more complicated than signing for a new holiday on the federal holiday books, like
hold on. We're gonna veer off for a second.
It just seems not to
be. We're gonna veer off onto this interstate, if you will.
Which one?
I am all for new federal holidays. Thank you.
Excuse me.
As a federal employee, I really enjoyed that they gave us Juneteenth.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Well, June was one of the months we didn't have a holiday, so now we're waiting on April and May. We're waiting on March and April, as well as August. And I think there's like one other month that doesn't have a holiday in it.
More federal holidays?
Yes.
Wow.
Indigenous Peoples Day. Let's get that.
I mean, they do.
Technically Christopher Columbus Day, but
that
still,
is not.
No. I'm saying a lot of people that don't celebrate Christopher Columbus Day,
they celebrate that as Indigenous people. That's more fair. Because I was about to be like, I feel like some people.
No, I'm saying because like
might take some issue with that.
It's kind of wild to me that that when we were kids, Columbus Day was like
it was like a holiday. Everybody was like celebrating. Normal. There was like parties.
Yeah, it was normal conversation,
and nobody told us
being great.
Yeah.
Where I remember. Shout out to Miss Hatfield. Well, her name's Miss Blythe now, but shout out to Miss Hatfield. That's how I know her. Miss Hatfield was my World History 2 teacher in high school. And Miss Hatfield, when I tell you, bro, she did not sugarcoat any part of history. So when we got to Columbus, when we got to slavery, oh my gosh, we got to World War II.
She was giving y'all business, huh?
She taught us about the Holocaust, and she taught us about slavery. Bro, I'll never forget the lesson when she told us about the whippings. And she taught us about how basically they would like gather all the slaves up because you got to make sure all of the slaves watch every whipping. So they're all afraid because you see it. It's different than just like, oh yeah, somebody got a whip today. Then when they make you watch it, and you're like, nah, and couldn't be me.
It's crazy.
That's psychological warfare.
It's crazy.
People.
So a lot of white people now say that like our generation and like Gen Z have all of these white people with all of this white guilt. And I think that is partially true. I do think there are some like really cringy white people. I've seen some people like they're in the mall and they're getting on their knees saying, "Oh, I'm sorry for slavery. Like I just want to serve my black masters now." That's some weird cringy stuff. That's weirdo stuff. But I think the problem is there should be some amount of shame and some amount of like responsibility to make it not ever possible for it to happen again in this country. That I think,
and to right the wrongs, because
there are still effects of all of those things that are going on.
I think at the highest levels, slavery is treated as if it was like a light switch, where once we flip the light switch,
it was over.
Everything
it was
gone.
done.
Like it's done, but like we don't. The country as a whole has not atoned for not only the psychological effects on those people and what that did to the way that they raised their children and the drippings of that, but also obviously the economic impacts of hundreds of years of slavery, then going into Jim Crow and into segregation, like what those things did. Like we never as a country have really come to grips with it. And it's just, at the end of years ago.
Yeah, slavery was 200 years ago. Y'all need to get over it. And I think the thing that frustrates me is it kind of feels like you had a parent that abused you, and then you turned 18 and you moved out and you became a drug addict, and they're now telling all their friends that they don't understand how you turned out this way, or why you're like this, or why you're upset with them, or why you won't, come ask for help, blah blah blah. Meanwhile, you're looking like, bro, you abused me all that time. Why would I ever come to you for anything?
Those things.
Why would I rely on your systems or your information when I know, like, I can see with my own two eyes exactly what you did, 10, honestly, 20, 30 years ago?
That was my fear with the vaccine. So, I got vaccinated. I like me personally, I trust the science. You and I discussed like waiting a couple of months, seeing, what I'm saying? Seeing what's
and
up.
then you was like, all right, so what you doing? Why you ain't got it yet?
Yeah. But once we started seeing that it was working, I was like, okay, I'm going to get it. But like, I remember at the time, we talked about the Tuskegee experiment and all that stuff. And like the fact that, a lot of black people, rightfully so, were like, bruh, I don't trust no shot coming from the government.
Yeah.
You remember what happened last time, et cetera, et cetera. And like,
and it's not just that.
It's not just made up. Like that,
right.
That's real.
There's a real, and
we never came to, as a country, we never even admitted like, yo, this happened and black people have a right to feel some type of way. We never discussed that.
Here's the real problem, okay? It's not just that it happened and black people have a right to feel some type of way. Even with this vaccine, a lot of the stuff they did was exactly the stuff they did in the Tuskegee experiments. They waited, they denied that anything was improper was happening, that they had any hand in anything that went wrong or shouldn't have been done. And then when there was no other choice, now that we can see that Fauci had understood that it might have came out of a lab, but basically, put the kibosh on that. Now that we can see, we have reporting that there was multiple conflicting opinions on kind of the source and how specifically safe for everyone, not just for older people or people who, were over the age of, I think, 20 or 21. As far as the new vaccines, there was some questions about, hey, how is this going to affect everybody? And we didn't have enough time to do, large scale analysis. There are real concerns that were not being addressed when they were really pushing the vaccine. And I think every time you misuse the trust and authority that people give you as a government entity, you run the risk of never being able to get it back. And all of this stuff around that vaccine is anybody who was already vaccine hesitant or vaccine skeptic, they're gonna see all of the kind of weird shifty stuff that's going on, and they're gonna be even more dug into their position. That's why I think it's even more important when these people in government have the power and we have an emergency going. East Palestine is a perfect microcosm of exactly why everybody hates government. Because literally, why are individuals responsible for dealing with Norfolk Southern? Why is the government not our representative to go after Norfolk Southern? I mean, I know the answer.
Because the railroad industry purchased Congress like every other industry.
Yeah, but look,
and so
did they purchase the governor? Did they purchase the state house? Did they purchase the mayor and the state the local representatives?
I get the most upset about the Pete Buttigieg stuff. So for those who don't know, Pete Buttigieg is the transportation secretary. He works directly for the president. And, I personally believe that the reason why he refuses to regulate any industry, including the airlines and all of the nonsense that they did.
He's looking for his golden parachute. He wants a job when he gets done.
And not politics. Just a job, though. I think he's looking at these industries. You remember his presidential run?
I do. And he got
I
paid
think
a
he
lot
looks
of
at
money.
these industries and says, I'm going to need you guys as potential donors. So I can't be punching y'all in the face right now. The whole point of me being in the cabinet is so that I can run for president again. And so now
he'll never get my vote.
To be fair, that's just how I think.
No.
Yeah, I know.
It's not. I don't think it's just how you think.
I wouldn't vote for him. I wouldn't vote for him as in a general. I would never vote for him in the primary. I wouldn't vote for him in the general.
I wouldn't either. Because here's the frustrating part to me. I don't care what you tell me your politics are. I don't care what you tell me is important to you. I care what you do when you have power.
Yes.
And when you have power and you show me that either you don't know how to use it or you're not willing to use it, you're not even willing to try to use it.
Not even try, bro. Just let the railroad company, no pun intended, just railroad
everybody. Yeah, it don't make no sense.
They come through your town, they poison your people, and then they give some ridiculously low. First of all, these companies, that's why I get so frustrated.
They make $12 million a day and don't.
These companies don't even pay taxes, and so they get to come in, they get to privatize the gains
and
poison the people, and then socialize the losses. Now the United States taxpayer, as well as the Ohio taxpayers, state taxpayers, are footing the bill
for the
cleanup. Right? Mm-hmm. And all of those people are footing the bill for their doctor visits, footing the bill for the fact that they're probably losing their jobs, taking time off of work, their inevitable cancers and other, whatever
other problems they have. Yeah,
it's the same thing with
they can't live in these houses anymore.
It's ridiculous.
And meanwhile, the crazy EPA is talking about no, it's safe, it's fine,
everything's great.
We tested it.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah.
But here's what I know: it's gonna come out in the end that stuff is not safe like they're saying it is.
Of course.
And I really, really, really hope that when that happens, it's not 5, 10, 20 years down the line where everybody starts to pretend, oh, well, there's no way we could have known. There's no way we could have known. There's no way we could have known. There are a lot of really good people. Shout outs to Breaking Points and Brianna Joy Gray on Rising and those guys for kind of keeping a spotlight on it, because I do think, and I really hope that Marianne Williamson or RFK Jr. or whatever person that's not Biden that runs and hopefully wins, really puts a spotlight on how important and how fundamentally illustrative that East Palestine thing is. Because I think, like I said, that is a microcosm of the entirety of the problem that we have in our country. When you have a small town, through no fault of their own, get poisoned, the whole town.
Nuked. Like, it's
the whole
crazy.
Town. And everybody acts like nobody's responsible for it. And I think...
Because nobody's going to go to jail for this. Like, all those people were poisoned.
Somebody doesn't even necessarily have to go to... Well, off from the accident, from the derailment that happened, I don't think anybody needs to go to jail. But somebody does need to pay for it. Somebody needs to pay for all these people to either have those houses torn down and all the soil cleaned and all the houses rebuilt and all of those people tested and all of their medical care and all of their relocation costs. Like, somebody does need to pay for all of that stuff because it was not their fault. And at some point, it's not about fairness. It's about, if you mess something up, the law is supposed to hold somebody responsible. That's the whole reason we all kind of pay into a central government. That's the reason we pay taxes, is because when something bad happens, we want somebody to be held responsible at the end. And this whole hands off, oh, well, nobody could have known, it's nothing we can do, this whole passive languaging of things out the door. It's the same thing that Starbucks is doing, where Starbucks, Howard Schultz is talking about, oh, well, we didn't break the law. The judge said you broke the law. The jury said you broke the law.
Lying. It was crazy.
Government agency responsible for determining if you broke the law said you broke the law. So for you to just
hundreds of times.
And so for you to just get up in front of Congress while you're under oath and say, "Oh, well, we didn't break the law," it's crazy. It's craziness to me.
That's just rich people.
But privilege. If you have billions of dollars, you can just lie to anybody. Apparently, that's where we're at.
Yeah, so, rich people privilege.
Hey, one day we'll have it, and then we can go. We can go lie for the people, right?
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but
hey, listen, you got to dream big, right?
Next time we get on, I want us to sit down and maybe in a week or two or something, we should sit down and talk about this presidential election we got coming up, because I'm curious. Not today, but I'm curious to see your thoughts on Marianne and whether she has a chance, because I don't think she does, but.
I don't think
she's gonna win, but I do think she could potentially make some waves. I do.
I'll give you
she's at 10% in the polls right now.
I'll give you the preview. There is nothing that you can say right now that really is realistically gonna determine what it's gonna look like in 6 months to a year. I think when we have had unprecedented event after unprecedented event for the last 3 to 5 years. Really, you can say probably 5 years as of Trump being elected, basically all the way up to now. Like, we have had unprecedented thing happen over and over and over and over and over again. So I don't think people are primed to do the same thing that they've been doing. I genuinely don't see Democrats being able to get away with it again, because they snuck Biden by. They barely. And only because Trump was so bad. He was so bad.
Only because they had the entire party apparatus jump in and jump Bernie. Because Elliot, you got to remember,
you don't understand. They had the same thing with Hillary, and she still lost.
No. It wasn't the same. So with Hillary, the entire party there was no real opposition to Hillary. Bernie was out there in the wilderness by himself.
Okay, wait.
But what I'm saying is, before Biden got to Trump, right, there was a great chance Biden was going to lose, right? And so when the party basically was like, okay, everyone get out of the way, we're all going to jump Bernie.
You're saying
the only reason that
you're saying that because in your mind, that wasn't always the plan.
What? No, the plan was to go behind Kamala. You know that.
No, that was not the plan.
Elliot.
No.
No.
You don't understand.
Wanted Kamala to win.
Okay, of course they wanted her to win, but Kamala had bad poll numbers out the gate. Her best. Wait a minute.
Not out the gate.
Yes,
she had bad poll numbers before Iowa.
At no point.
Not out the gate.
Nope. At no point was Kamala ever beating Trump in a head-to-head. Ever. Not ever.
Elliot.
Okay,
Hillary was losing to Trump in most head-to-head.
And that's what I'm... Okay, you're not hearing my point. From jump, okay, the only Democratic person in the primary who actually had a chance of beating Trump who wasn't Bernie was Biden. Every single other person from the gate, from the first primary.
Yeah, well,
what am I trying to say?
You're saying
the thing they don't want to have
when
now.
When they started announcing,
not just announcing, when they actually had their event, because everybody announces. None of the
first caucus in Iowa,
not the caucus, the first. What am I trying to say? What word am I looking for? Debate. Thank you. Jeez, I don't know. I couldn't find that word. From the first debate, nobody was actually beating Trump but Biden, other than Bernie. So even Kamala, who had her best night at that first debate, because you remember she came hard after Biden because he was the guy to beat. She was the only one who had any positive uptick, and she was still only at like 20%.
I remember that debate. Halia started yelling at me because when she said I was that little girl, I got kind of lit because she was roasting him.
She did roast him.
I was like, oh, snap. I started screaming. I was watching a football game.
I can see you already. And Halia was probably like, why are you so excited?
Like, okay, Aaron, okay.
It's not that big a deal. Yeah. I can see it right now.
Bro, Ellie, do you remember debate season last time around?
I do.
When Bernie was like...
It was mad hype.
Oh, the first Bloomberg debate when they were like jumping him.
Listen, Bloomberg had the target on his back. Everybody was roasting him.
Have you ever seen someone get roasted in a debate like that? I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Where everyone is just jumping one person. Like I ain't never seen
Ted Cruz got roasted in the Republican debate.
Yeah, but not. Well, yeah.
Yo, okay, all right. I was about to say,
bro. I'm sorry, but it wasn't that bad because at least they were attacking the other people.
I mean, that's true.
They all jumped on Ted Cruz because no one, including the Republicans,
nobody has respect for somebody who's just showing up to like buy the primary. But even Bloomberg,
Bloomberg was like so unprepared. And then Elizabeth Warren, like it was funny.
But you know why he was there?
He was there because he was afraid Bernie was gonna.
Correct. That's the only reason he was there.
Nobody said, "Oh, I'm here because I want to save the country and we need a moderate vision."
Didn't matter.
No,
he was there.
But almost all of them were there.
But this is what I
personally believe. Biden just ran. I don't care about none of that stuff he said in his announcement.
No, he wanted to be
president. Biden ran because he knows Bernie was going to win.
No,
that's how I feel.
No, he wanted to be president, and he's wanted to be president because he's ran just about every time.
Yeah, 3 times.
Yeah, every time he's not had an incumbent Democrat, he's run. So, he wanted to be president. I don't think he had any. I don't think that was his motivating reason for running. Now, did he not want Bernie to win? Of course, because his donors didn't want Bernie to win. But he just wanted to run. No, I think every other time, even when Hillary was running, even when the whole Democratic establishment lined up behind her, not from the debate, literally from before anybody even announced. When she announced, they started counting super delegates, and she had 500 super delegates, and the race was over pretty much at that point.
About they would show the election. Nobody even voted in Iowa yet. Like no votes. Yeah,
no votes have been cast, but you're counting somehow. You're counting
seven delegates, and they would show Hillary with like 490.
It was like 530 something. It was crazy.
And I'm like, because when you look at that, the average person,
it's like, oh, she already won. Why am I voting for anybody else?
Yeah, so what would happen is people would see that and they would immediately vote for her because they'd say, oh, it's already over.
Yeah.
But they didn't know that like 500 of those 520 delegates don't count until July when we get to the convention.
Right.
So
and that's
really,
only
it was like
they only pledged. They ain't actually voted for nobody because a lot of them, their vote technically was tied to whoever won the state, or it was supposed to be technically tied to whoever won the state. They were supposed to be voting with whoever.
I just wonder. Because that was just mainstream media putting their thumb on the scale with her. But I wonder what because Bernie closed like a 40-point lead on her.
He did, and then in the next contest, he was neck and neck with Biden for the first several contests. Even
he won.
Yes,
the first 3.
He did, and then in South Carolina, it was even.
Yeah,
and then
when everyone dropped out for Super Tuesday, which was right after South Carolina,
then Biden was the only option.
In South Carolina.
Yeah,
but once everybody dropped out, it was that big rally. Beto, Buttigieg, and Klobuchar all got together and went to that rally.
Yeah, and
Michael Bloomberg and all of their supporters, almost all of them went straight to Biden. And I don't think I'm not one of those people that thinks Biden cheated or the party cheated. I do think that they cheated in 2016 personally,
for sure.
But
for sure,
no,
like
Biden,
out and out.
Biden got together. Well, no, Biden didn't do it. Obama and the Democratic Party got together and said, okay, Beto, Buttigieg.
Y'all got to get out.
Klobuchar.
Y'all got to move.
We need you not just move behind Biden.
And Elizabeth Warren, you need to stay right where you're at. You can't leave.
Yeah, and I fault Bernie because I think if Bernie really wanted to win,
he should have called it out.
The same thing. No, he should have done the same thing. He should have had a meeting with Tom Steyer, Andrew Yang, Marianne, Nina Turner.
He couldn't do that.
She wasn't running, but I know.
But he couldn't do that because the only reason that Obama was able to corral those other people into doing it is because Obama was able to guarantee them all of this stuff that he really shouldn't be guaranteeing people.
Yeah.
So Bernie is never gonna.
Bernie wasn't.
He's not gonna be selling cabinet positions to get people to back him.
Elizabeth Warren one.
Maybe, but that's because Elizabeth Warren, at least on the things that she's principled about, can be trusted to be principled about those things. So, like, if he put her as the Treasury Secretary, she was going to be putting foot to butt. It was going to be
foot to butt.
It was going to be boots and booty cheeks all over the place.
There was a news story that came out during that election where basically Bernie's team was researching the constitutional ability of having a vice president who is also the Secretary of the Treasury, if that was possible.
Is that was possible? Could she do both jobs?
Yeah, because they wanted her. Bernie said he wanted to choose someone that was a different gender than him, and most likely someone was different.
Which, by the way,
for VP,
I understand why they're doing it. I wish they would stop announcing the intention. Like, just do it. Don't talk about it. Don't say that you're gonna do it because you're doing is
makes it seem like
you're not looking at the
qualified.
Yes, because to be honest, there were a bunch of black people, there were a bunch of black women that Biden could have chose who weren't Kamala Harris, who would have been better picks for VP, who would have done
Kamala
a better job.
Still be in the Senate. She would be enjoying her career.
She would, and she wouldn't be getting roasted.
She would probably have a future at becoming president again if she just went back.
Yeah,
to the Senate.
her political career is pretty much over.
It's done.
Yeah.
It's done because I don't even think she could win her Senate seat back at this point.
Because who's gonna vote for her?
Somehow is more unpopular than Biden. Like,
I mean, it's not that hard to be more unpopular than Biden when you talk just as much and you do it worse.
You say horrible things. And I feel bad for Kamala because you remember now I had my little hierarchy of people.
Yeah, and she was higher. Yeah,
and Kamala Harris was I think number 4 for me. So I was Bernie, Elizabeth Warren, Andrew Yang, and I think Kamala. Either her or maybe it was Tulsi.
It was
before
probably
Tulsi went nuts.
Yeah, because she has got
during the election. Tulsi was pretty solid.
Yeah.
Like during the election.
To be honest, she is technically still solid. She's just grifting right now. Her political takes are still solid. It's all the stuff around.
I never sent you. We never watched the clips.
No, you never sent me the clips because I went looking for.
No, I did send them to you.
Nah,
in your Facebook Messenger.
Because
your Facebook Messenger.
Nah, because the stuff that you did send me was like, at best, it was lukewarm.
Okay, you didn't see it.
Yeah, listen. You send me what you talking about because I've seen a lot of Tulsi takes, and the majority of them are like there's a nugget of truth at the middle, a genuine nugget of truth, a genuine issue. But then what she does is the same thing all the people at Fox News do, and she just lays it at the feet of Democrats instead of being honest about the fact that this is a people in power problem and not a Democrat problem.
But that's the thing, right? So you and I have talked before about, and we'll kind of try to wrap it up here.
Yeah.
But we've talked about people that hacks. Their number one thing, a political hack, is a person that works backward from their conclusion.
And then they determine all the facts
David
they need to support whatever that conclusion is.
And so the main focus is Democrat bad. Okay, so now
how can we make that?
How do we make that point with the news of the day? And I think that's really what's happening. So
yeah. Well,
but
hey,
we'll get back on that later.
Hopefully, as we get closer and closer to this election, I continue to see, because I've seen some really good stuff from Marianne. I've seen her take some really tough questions and actually answer them really, really well. So I'm hoping that she continues on that trend because I think Marianne has something that Hillary Clinton didn't, and that's genuine takes that people actually believe and like things that people can like her for. Because the problem with Hillary was always you didn't believe anything she was saying, and the stuff she was saying just made her really unlikable. So I think
she didn't know, honestly, because she couldn't say what she really believed.
She all
know she didn't believe a lot of
people
like the hot sauce in her purse.
Yes,
thing, like it's like, bro, like we know you ain't like that. So just be real.
Be for real. And I think
say you're a standard corporate Democrat.
Here's the problem. Everybody complains about sexism, and they say that people just don't like Kamala because she's a woman, or they just don't like Hillary because she's a woman. And there is some of that, okay? I don't want anybody to think
there's probably a lot of that.
I can't say that, okay? Because Marjorie Taylor Greene is one of the most popular people right now, despite being a complete idiot. Lauren Boebert is one of the most popular people right now, despite being an idiot. Sarah Palin was one of the most popular people when she was in good graces, despite being a total idiot.
Because she didn't know she lost. She ran for Congress this last time around.
Yes, and she lost
and didn't know that they're doing ranked choice voting.
Yes, and didn't understand that. But that's my point. So you can't tell me that people are sexist when those people have jobs. No, they just don't like you. And I think this is a problem with Kamala, and this is a problem with Hillary, where they are just like fundamentally unlikable people because they do the politician thing that everybody can see and nobody likes.
Everyone hates.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, like, you got to have something to offer people, and like then when they tell you, nah, you're still yada yada yada. Like, we can all say people were racist to Obama because Obama was doing everything that white presidents were doing, and people were still mad at him for it. Yeah. He ain't do nothing like for real,
new.
Brand new.
The only thing he really did that was brand new was legalizing gay marriage. That was it.
Listen,
like,
he ain't even.
But they was way pissed at him. He won't
even brand new doing that. Okay, he was riding off the coattails of a bunch of states where they had already legalized it, and them was white people. So
that was like far in.
Yeah,
they were pissed from day one. He was resistant
at first. When he ran, he said, "Oh no, it's between a man and a woman," so he could get that evangelist vote, and then switched up on him.
Maybe
that's what he said on the trail. Hey, listen, it's on the tape.
No. I'm saying then he switched it to maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Who could say? Who could say? Right. I mean, I could say, but I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna just vote.
But anyway,
anyway, hey,
yes, yeah.
But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and we're gonna see. So this has been the Pensive Brothers Podcast. I'm Elliot.
This is Aaron,
and we are out.